So I don't really go on TikTok all that much anymore. You know, I think that the app's kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit shit. Especially the whole For You page thing, like where you follow someone and like they barely even show up on your For You page anymore. And I know a lot of like big content creators have been talking about it. But there's one creator that I do like, and I'm very, very glad that whenever I do go on TikTok, he pops up on my For You page here and there, is Keith Lee. If you don't know who this guy is, he got very, very popular from doing like food reviews. Where he would just go into like random places and kind of review their food and give his like true, honest thoughts on what he thinks of it. And he's gotten extremely popular over doing this. He's now got 14.5 million followers. He was originally like an MMA fighter. I don't know if he's still doing fights at this point in time. His last fight was last year. And when I search him up on the internet, it says that he's a former MMA fighter now. So I'm not 100% sure if he's like still fighting or if he's doing like social media full time, because like he's got a massive following now. So he probably earns enough money off the amount of videos that he'd make. You know, I don't, like I said, I only really follow him on TikTok, but he does have, you know, like everyone else on TikTok, including myself. Now he's got a YouTube page as well. He's got a link tree with like YouTube video and all that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing he earns like a decent amount of ad revenue from YouTube. So I could see him doing this as like his full-time thing now. And recently he's been in Atlanta. And since when he's been in Atlanta, he's been doing like a food tour pretty much, because that's his whole page. His whole page is just him reviewing foods, and he's a very cool guy to watch. He's very like, seems very genuine, very chill. His reactions a lot of the time are like really good to watch and all that shit. And recently he made a video when he was in Atlanta, and he was reviewing a restaurant called The Real Milk and Honey. Since that he's made that video, this video has gone like very, very viral. And I think I'm going to show the video first before I talk about it, just so I can relay some context. I'm going to show his whole video in entirety, or just so you get some context and you don't have to click away. But you know, if you don't follow him already, definitely go follow him, because he's a fucker. I love watching him all the time. But yeah, I'm going to show the video first, just for some context, and we'll talk about it a bit more.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at The Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. We are at The Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car and my family went in, and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door's wide open and it's people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the people who relayed this message, my family said were really nice. It's just the rules. And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is one of them. I want to be very clear, we're not blaming one person or saying one person was rude. In plain terms, don't call this restaurant trying to get nobody fired. Ain't nobody do nothing. This is just the rules they had. If you don't like their rules not for you. And for me and my family, the rules just wasn't for us. We just not their target audience. For the record, afterwards, I did walk in and they did recognize me and they attended the services, but I respectfully declined. I'm a normal person. I pay for my food like everybody else. I walk in spots like everybody else. We are all normal people. Respectfully, if you're not gonna do it then, don't do it now. God bless you. But yeah, we're just trying to get some food. But I am gonna make this very clear. I do not support, condone, or agree tearing down these businesses. While we personally may not have the best customer service experience, it does not mean you will have the same experience. That also don't mean go on Twitter and tear these businesses down. At the end of the day, business owners are people. You never know what people are going through. The only reason I'm even making this is to share my authentic and real experience like I always do. I don't mean no harm, I don't have no malicious intent, but I always say I'm gonna be 100% honest, and that come with the good and the not so good. You don't know what nobody going through, so what we can't do is just judge off of somebody else's experience. If you like to go to these places or any other place that I've been to, I encourage you to go try it for yourself and make your own opinion. But we still in Atlanta, and we on Main Street, and it's a bunch of spots here, so we're gonna go to a different spot. God bless you, have an amazing day, y'all be safe.
So that's obviously, you know, it's a hefty long video, but I have to pretty much show the entire thing. You know, obviously I'm going to give him credit, and I'm not trying to rip him off or anything like that. You know, I don't want to, because with that whole React thing. But you have to show the video entirety, just so I can give a bit of context about, like, you know, what to talk about. So first things first, before I get into more detail of it and start showing the things that a lot of people on the internet have dug up about this place, well, not a lot, but just the main overlaying thing, and the reason why I'm talking about this and the reason why it's gone viral. I find it weird that, you know, they can't do orders over the phone. I've never personally heard of something like that, where it's just like, where you call them and then they're like, oh no, you can't do orders over the phone. You have to do it just through DoorDash. I find that kind of weird. Like, surely you can put takeaway orders through on the phone. Like, is that just like maybe it doesn't seem obviously like an American thing because obviously he's done it and he lives in America. I think he lives in like Las Vegas or something like that. But maybe isn't it an Atlanta thing where it happens a lot down over there? I've never heard of any type of business. Is it just like, oh no, this is actually really weird? I've never you've never heard of business like that before. And the fact that they had the doors wide open and stuff like that, but they said that they were closing for deep cleaning. I can understand 5 o'clock. I mean, that's not really like. I can understand one like closing early for deep cleaning. Like if it's a weekday, I can kind of see it. That's fair enough. Like a lot of places do close pretty early during the week sometimes, especially if they're like, one of those places where it's more of like a breakfast kind of place where they like open very early in the day. Like I know we have some spots, in Melbourne at least. I don't know about the rest of Australia, but in Melbourne where it's like, they'll open at 8 p.m. and then they'll close at not 8 p.m. They'll open at like 7, 8 in the morning and then they'll close at like 3 p.m. because they're more of just like a, morning or brunch kind of, restaurant. And I do find it, it's like they kind of tried to save themselves a little bit as well when he mentioned that, when they saw him come in, because he sends his family in there because he is extremely fucking popular. So there would be a lot of people out there who one already know about him, and two, especially if restaurants know that there's like an internet food critic who's got a very big following and say they know he's in the area, whether he's living in the area or he's just visiting, there'd probably be people like, say if like the owner of another restaurant down the main strip of Atlanta knew that he was in town and he was friends with the owner of this building, he would tell them and be like, oh, just let you know, there's this massive food critic that's in town. His name's Keith Lee. This is what he looks like. So if he comes in, make sure you give him some extra service, which is why he send his family in first, or he likes to order food over the phone because he doesn't want that like extra, he just wants to be like a normal everyday person, like a normal person. Just if a regular Joe Blow like myself was just walking into a restaurant, what kind of service and what kind of food would they get? He wants to get the real authentic reaction and not them like having to like, put extra effort because they know it's a food critic, which I really give for him. And the one thing that he did say is that he told people not to bash on the restaurant, which, it's very genuine of him. Like I said, he seems like a very genuine guy, very nice, not to tear them down or anything like that and just be nice. But the internet's the internet. And what has the internet gone and done? The internet went and found the restaurant and they found some fucking house rules that this restaurant has. And I'm going to put them on the screen right now. We're going to go over these very, very fucking in detail. We're going to go over one by one because these rules are fucking stupid. Some of them are fucking dumb. First off, we guarantee great food. Everything else is left to chance. We try our hardest though, we really do. That's not really a rule. Guaranteeing great food is not really a good thing because once you guarantee something, if it's something like that, someone could just come out and say that like, oh, this is actually bad food and, say that, oh, you said this, you said that you guarantee great food, but you didn't give me great food. Where's my refund? And, that can be very problematic for a business. We do not provide individual checks. However, we will allow up to 3 forms of payment. That I can understand. That's very understandable where someone's like, oh, I want to pay. Can I pay half cash and then half credit card? That's absolutely fine. I can see that as a rule. This one is very dumb. 18% gratuity added to parties of 5 or more or checks larger than $75. Are you just trying not to have like a good running business? Like, isn't your point to try and make as much money as possible? And if people see this as one of your house rules, one, they're not going to want to come into your restaurant with more than 4 people. 2, they're going to try and spend as minimum as possible because they don't want to have to get an extra 18%. Like, say if I spend, $75, but say if I go into the restaurant and I spend $100 and then I get, an extra $18 on top of that? An extra 18%, sorry. I have to now spend an extra $18. Like, really? You're making me spend an extra 18 fucking dollars? Why? That to me, that's a fucking ripoff. And obviously, the more you spend, the more that extra 18% is going to go off. No modifications to any of the menu items. If you have food allergies, please choose another item without the allergen. Now, I think this is very bullshit. What if I'm getting a burger? Like, I really want a fucking burger, but I don't want lettuce in my burger. Just don't put the lettuce in the fucking burger. It's not that hard. 5, be nice. Okay, I mean, fair enough. If that's just a normal, that's a people thing is to be nice. I mean, it's probably good. 2023, everyone's a fucking asshole, including myself. 6, no reservations. I think that's pretty. I don't know. I think not having reservations, especially because like he did show the restaurant, and it seems like a very big restaurant, and not having reservations, I feel like that can, somewhat harm your business in a way. Being booked out is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Being booked out's a good thing, because then people are guaranteed, instead of just people sitting there and being like, oh, maybe we should go to Milk and Honey today. It's, no, we have a reservation today at 6 o'clock. We have to go to the 6 o'clock because we've already reserved the table. It makes people feel like they have to go a little bit more. Obviously, not everyone shows up to their reservation, but, it gives them more of authority that they feel like they have to show up. No table hibernation. 90 minutes max. Others have to eat too. That's somewhat fair enough on a busy day. If it's just during the week and it's fucking 3 o'clock and there's no one really in the restaurant, then I feel like but no table hibernation, 90 minutes max. That's kind of fair enough if people are just lurking. I could see why. If we prepare your selected item to our menu specifications, we will not remove the item from your bill. Our entrees are not samples. I mean, obviously, you eat the food, you fucking pay for it. This is the other one that's just like links in with 3, and it doesn't make they don't work together. No parties larger than 4 on days that end in Y. That one, that's every fucking day, obviously. Like, you're not funny making that. And it says we're a small place, and when we get busy, large groups are hard to accommodate. We do not push tables together. You said you don't allow parties larger than 4, but then you say you charge more for people with parties of 5, but you don't allow parties of more than 4 people. That doesn't make sense. Like, those rules just kind of contradict themselves. That's just not. And the more people, the better. Like, what if your restaurant is like only half full? Say you could fit, I don't know, 50 people in a restaurant. Say you could fit 50 people, right? And your restaurant's only got 25 people in there at the moment. What if a group of 10 rock up? You're not going to push fucking tables together? You're not? Are you for real? Of course you're going to, because it's fucking business, man. Like, come on. We have no waiting area inside. Keep in mind, if on the wait list, that's fair enough. If there's no waiting area, it's not completely their fault. Like, you can go wait outside. So that's all of them. And the ones that I want to talk about, well, first, before I talk about them, a little bit of background. I have worked in hospo before. I worked in hospo for many years. I worked in hospo. I worked at a restaurant as a bartender from the age of 18 to 20. And then when I was 20, almost 21, like a couple months off turning 21, I got a job working at Crown Casino, which is the big casino here in Melbourne. I was working there. I was working in we had like a pub there, and I was working in the pub. It's literally called the pub, but it was a pub. Served food and bartending there as well. And then at nights it would turn into like a nightclub. I worked in that venue for like a year and a half, and then my last like year and a half. Oh no, I think I was there for 2 years. Was it? I can't remember exactly, man. It's been so long. I think I was there for I was there for 2 years. I was in that venue for 2 years. Then for about a year and a half, I worked as just like on like the gaming floor as a pure bartender, like literally pure bartender in like one of the cocktail bars. So I have a lot of experience, and I've worked in hospo for a long, long time. Well, I did work for a while. So I fucking know that some of these rules are fucking bullshit. Some of these rules are, especially 3 and 9, are fucking stupid. Like, the more the merrier. The amount of times that if we had a fucking big group come in when I was working at the pub, if we had a fucking massive group come in, and they were like, there's like 30 of us. Oh, do you guys have any tables? We'll put some tables together for you. Yes, it was fucking hard. And yes, when I saw them, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Oh, damn it. I have to work. But it's going to earn the business money. It's what you have to do. Of course you're going to fucking do it, man. Because it's going to be good for the business. Now, obviously, Crown Casino earns enough fucking money, but it's your job. You're there to serve the customer. Customer's not always right. That saying is fucking bullshit. Of course it is. Of course it is. And like I said, a couple of these rules I can fucking stand. But man, not wanting to serve people with a party larger than 4, even if you're a fucking small place, bro. If you had 50 people, if you had like I said, if you had a capacity of 50 and you had no one in there, and a group of 50 people rocked up and said, "We want this place. We want 50. You only fit 50. We have 50 people." You're gonna say no? The fuck, mate? If you have tables clear, seat those people. Seat them. It's money in your pocket. And then wanting to charge 18% extra if people spend more than $75, that's just going to make people walk away, even if you are allowing people for more than a party of 5. These are the most bullshit rules I've ever read. But I've never seen a hospitality place have rules like this. I've worked in hospo for many years. I've gone out to eat at many different restaurants and bars and all that kind of shit. You know, I'm 25 years old, so I've gone to many restaurants over my fucking 25 years. I've never seen house rules like this. Never. I don't even think I see places with house rules, because it's just like, you know, be nice. No shit. No fucking shit. Of course you should be nice. But yeah, I think that this is ridiculous, bro. These rules are dumb. And I know he said don't go on Twitter and, like, you know, bag them and all that stuff, but like I said, I worked in hospo, and I just gotta voice my opinion, because he's a better man than I am. If I was him, bro, if I would have found these rules, and I'll be like, guys, look at this shit. Look at this shit. But that's why people like him, and that's why I like him, because he's a better man than I could be. That's for sure. He's a better man than I could ever be. Because, man, I would have been like, I wouldn't have bashed them that much, probably. Especially if, you know, they knew me and all that kind of shit. But I would have been like, I would have definitely have said something. I probably would have said something on the internet. I would have been like, they didn't allow more than groups of 5, 4. I don't understand why, and all this shit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down below. Let me know what you guys think about these rules. Like, have you ever seen a place like this? Like, is this normal? I don't think this is normal, because a lot of people on the internet are saying this is not normal. Like, this is just dumb. And I know he said, like, every place has their rules. Like, I do not blame the workers. The workers, no. The people who work there just work there, because I've been in that position before, where, like, I'm just the one who's working there in a hospital place, and I'm getting blamed for the rules that I have to instill. It's like, it's just the rules. But the owners of the restaurant who make these rules, all right, they're idiots. Like, you're literally turning away business. Like, get rid of these rules, and it will help your business, if anything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation down below, and your opinion on all these rules. But that's it from me. Peace out.